From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's Evenings Crypto here on LALATE with your big exciting news about your latest cryptocurrencies, the top coins, what happened with the market crash, the double market crash, and what are the latest crypto news tonight on LALATE. Thank you for joining me. This is our second of two recordings today, and this one goes over the market moves today on cryptocurrency, the big coins, where they landed, and were my predictions correct. In this recording, we'll go over the top coins you need to invest in 2021, the top crypto news that caused not one but two market crashes this week, what you should anticipate for market analysis going forward in the next 24 hours, and how to price coins if you're going to purchase or if you're going to sell. This is a big night, and thank you for joining me. Make sure you subscribe. This is LALATE, the fastest growing cryptocurrency channel with 400,000 subscribers in 1 year. Let's head to 1 million. Make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video and consider becoming a member. 2 shows per day. Mornings are 9:30 a.m. live, and this show taped in the evening on Saturday evening. How are you? It's shortly after 3:30 on the West Coast on a Saturday evening here in Los Angeles. And the market has done exactly what I told you we would do on Saturday. Let's go over in this video first the two market crashes. Then we'll go over what was to anticipate before Saturday's trading day for cryptocurrency, what's to anticipate for tonight through tomorrow morning, and what you should look at for pricing of coins and the top coins throughout the next 24 hours. All right, let's first start with the market crashes. There were two market crashes, and the first one happened earlier this week between 4 to 6 a.m. because of the People's Republic of China issuing a news statement. The news statement was very clear and very emphatic that Chinese locally based businesses were barred effective immediately from engaging cryptocurrency. The message also said that the Chinese government was going to allow its own citizens to trade in crypto, but was going to take measures to potentially safeguard them going forward. A very vague statement. Immediately, the crash impacted Bitcoin and Ethereum. And my messages to my viewers were immediate, that you should absolutely not buy at all until we hit the market bottom. I said there was 2 ways to tell the market bottom. Number one, I expected a 10% downturn in addition to the market crash. So 10% lower than where the numbers got at the first market crash. Number two, I said track 2 coins and use them as the benchmark of whether we've hit the bottom or not. And if they continue to trend lower than my benchmark, we haven't reached the bottom. Those 2 coins were Bitcoin at 35,000 and Ethereum at 2,500. If either of those coins break those thresholds and continue to trend downward, we are not at the bottom. Here's an example. Let's say Ethereum gets to 2,400. That does not mean you buy. It means you still do not buy. And you wait until Ethereum stops falling. And Ethereum is still tonight falling. So those were the 2 benchmarks. Along the way, I also said that you should expect a second market crash. And the second market crash did happen exactly as anticipated. Ironically, it was like clockwork, and it came again at 4 to 6 a.m. in the morning, as this time the People's Republic issued a far sterner message and a potentially more substantive message across the board as well. This statement from the People's Republic of China said that all mining of Bitcoin in China is banned, and that the People's Republic of China was taking new measures to safeguard its citizens from getting risk or losses of risk in cryptocurrency. A double sentence, 2 sentences with 2 very different messages. So let's go over the first one. Bitcoin barred from mining in China. Why not all other coins? The notion, or at least the reaction to the sentence, was that China will next extend that to all other cryptocurrencies. And this is really, really a game changer for the industry, because if that happens, a lot of the major mining of cryptocurrency happens in China. And if China tries to ban all mining in China, the industry could go down dramatically. The second statement was to suggest that maybe the Chinese government would bar all cryptocurrency activity in its country. Throughout the totality of its statements over recent months, Chinese government seems as though they want to bar crypto completely. They don't want to have anything to do with it. They want it out because they can't control it, and it is controlling the situation. So they really don't want it around. So the markets didn't like the second wave of news, and again, another crash. Here's what you need to know is that you can see the blips. You can see the blip and then it uptrends, and then you see another blip as it falls in the second market crash. What's important to understand is that these are not dips. These are slides. These are crashes. Let me go over why it's important to understand that a dip is not a slide. First, this is not a dip. This is a slide. This happened before the market crash. People were watching Dogecoin as it was downturning coming into the market crash and saying, oh, I bought on the dip. I bought on the dip. I bought more. It's going to go to the moon. I bought on the dip. No, you're not buying on the dip. You're buying on the slide. You're buying at 39 cents, and then 2 days and then an hour later, you're at 36 cents. You're losing value progressively. So anyone who's buying at the peak of this downturn at the top of the arrow, thinking they're buying on the dip, they're losing their shirt because progressively their valuation is getting and this was far before the crash. Tonight you'll see how low Doge is tonight. This is the dip. This is an example of buying on the dip. Here, Polygon in this chart has dipped for just 2 hours and then it upticks. Dip literally means that it goes down for 2-3 hours and then it upticks. It's a rare circumstance where the coin has not reached that price in a very long time, and it just gave you an opportunity to buy on the dip. This is not an opportunity to buy on the dip. This is just everyone is selling. This means it is sliding. And here's resistance. Buy in a trading range. You don't want to buy in a trading range either. This is before the crash as well. So you don't want to buy a coin that's trading in a range because you're not going to make any money. It's going to go up and go back down and go up and go back down. So let's go back then to what happened after the second market crash. Second market crash, I said the same thing to the viewers. I'm holding my position. Do not buy any coin, any altcoin, any coin, even the best coins. Don't buy any coin if those two market indicators are still at play. One, that Ethereum remains under 35,000, or two, that Bitcoin remains under 35,000. And for any protracted period of time, half a day, a couple hours, a day. Well, Ethereum since crash number 2 has been under 2,500. Has been under our benchmark, under 2,500 for Ethereum. Bitcoin has fluctuated. It has gone above and below my benchmark, mostly above it. So I would recommend you not to buy. Here's an even more obvious example. Is Ethereum has been downturning 3 to 6% for 2 weeks. So if it continues to downturn 3 to 6%, Ethereum could literally head into the 1900s if this keeps on going. So you do not want to buy. Let me pull up some charts for you as an example of what's going on. So here's Bitcoin. You see Bitcoin, and this is right now, that it is above the warning signal of 35,000, but not a lot. Here's Ethereum, 2,300. Look how long it has been under 2,500. And look, it is not showing resistance. This is a one-day chart. So you see in a one-day chart, it is not holding up. So I would not be a buyer in this market just yet. Let's look at some other charts. Here's Dogecoin. Same problem. It's just not holding. It's trying to downturn either further, 34 cents. Here's Polygon, which you're going to get later into this video. Here's the downturn of Polygon. It's downdrafting. There's no resistance in there. You should not be a buyer at this point because it continues to downtrend. And then here is Cardano, which I'm going to get to in a second. So what I want you to see is that coming out of the second crash, before we got to this weekend, I knew that there was going to be some big issues, and those big issues were that ultimately coins may not rebound themselves going into the weekend. Here's what's important to know is that generally Saturday mornings are up days. I told you going into this weekend, this is what I anticipated. I anticipated the market would be up a little bit because the last 2 Saturdays are up in the mornings. From sunrise to about 11 a.m., 12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the markets are generally up, and then coins start to downdraft, start to come down in value all the way into Monday morning. So I said, never ever buy on a Saturday morning. Never buy. That's rule 101. Never buy on a Saturday morning over the last 2 weeks because the market's always up. And guess what? It did again today. It was up. Every coin in the top 20 or 30, 40 market capitalization since the morning show in the morning was up. Tonight, they are not. So if you look at that 24-hour window, 24-hour trading window, very few coins in the top 50 of market capitalization are now up. They were mostly up this morning. We were up, I think, 5-10% this morning. Now we're up. Now we're literally flat. Right now, we're up 0.3%. So we're barely even up. We're flat. And we're about to go negative. So exactly as predicted, you should not be buying on Saturday. So when can you buy? When can you buy? Where is the bottom? Where is the bottom? And how long are we going to be downdrafting? All right, let me go over those details right now. You need to know that if you're buying an altcoin, and I'll have some recommendations of which coins to buy in a second. If you're buying an altcoin, you need to be tracking Ethereum and BIT. And if BIT is under 35 and Ethereum is under 2,500, don't be a buyer. Don't be a buyer until they stop falling. Either one of them. Why? Because broadcast news is absolutely salivating at the running of stories that cryptocurrency is down. They already have the copy. They already have the body of the story. They wrote it twice this week with the first crash and the second crash. They already have the statements for the People's Republic of China. They already have the story ready. So it's very easy for a news reporter to just do another story because they have the prior two stories already written. And they're going to say, oh, and there is Bitcoin down again, 33,000, 31,000. And there is Ethereum down to 2,200. And then they got the Ethereum quote from the creator of Ethereum that floundered the last few days. So they got all their quotes lined up. And those quotes really don't help you because ultimately what's going to happen is every time that there's negative news reporting, it brings down the market. So when would we reach the bottom? I think we're going to go down at least 10% more. But this is how I want you to know if we reach the bottom. The way you reach there is both the bottom of the market and then there's the bottom of the coins. And you're going to see in this recording that some coins are responding differently after the second crash. Some have rebounded slightly and others are actually lower than the second crash. Let me jump right into some of the graphics on that right now so you can see an example of what some of the coins are doing. So here is here's Polygon. Look how hard Polygon has taken it tonight. So while this is a 24-hour chart, you can see how hard Polygon's taking it. Now, what I want you to know is what we're going to be doing in this recording is I'm going to look out at the 4 or 5 month window on a lot of coins, on a few coins with you. And we're going to see how some coins are now testing their March and April numbers. And if coins are testing their March and April numbers, then that means that we are in a very tense situation. Here's what you need to know. For you to also figure out where your particular coin of interest is going, you need to look at the chart. And you need to start by not looking at the 24-hour, the 7-day, but actually almost the 3-month chart. This is what's going on with some coins. They went up, and now 3 months later, they started to go up here. And now 3 months later, they are right about here. So they're almost at their 3-month lows. This is called the 3-month low. If this was the lowest spot they've been in the last 3 months, they're heading almost to their 3-month low. So you need to know if they're going to break below that level. And I gave you some price predictions throughout the last 24 hours. I'm going to go over those again. These were price predictions based upon where the coin is trending right now. Get that pen and paper ready. I'll go over them in a second with you again. But I want to show you a graphic of how you can do this as well yourself for your respective coin at home. So let's pull up a coin, for example. Here is Solana. Here is Solana. So I have my mouse also with me. And so look at Solana and look at it where it is now. So what you would do if you're interested in buying Solana is clearly I'm not in a 1-day chart or a 2-day chart. I am out several months. Here is where, if you look at the end of the trend line, that is where my mouse is, my pointer is right now. You're going to go right across to the other side and see when did it last hit today's levels. That's what you're doing. You're basically taking a pen or piece or a straight line, and you're going straight across over to the left to see when was the date that it last tested today's numbers. So today is here, and now we're going to go over and see when it last tested. It tested it here. So what does that mean for you? It means that if it gets worse, how much worse could it get? Or it gets lower, how much lower could it get? That we're going to trend down here, and then we're going to find prices. We're going to find prices around here that says, hey, if Solana drops even lower than where it is on the right side of the chart, then it could reach the spots on the left side of the chart. And with that, that's how we start to do our numbers. Let me give you another chart as an example. Here is Doge. So here is Doge. Doge at the end of the chart right now. So if we were to go straight across when we last saw those Doge levels, there you go. So that's how you would find when was the last time Doge was at today's number. Pretty easy. You just circle over to the other side of the mountain to see when going up the mountain did last hit today's low numbers. Then you want to go down a little bit more and see, okay, if Doge drops further, what number was that on the other side of the hill? It was around here. It was around here. So that's how you choose a price. What do I mean by choosing a price? I want you to be aggressive and hope and be a hawk and be ready to pounce to get that price if the coin drops to that level, but only if we're at a market bottom. Remember, these are not, I'm not telling you to go buy the coin today at these price levels. I'm telling you, if we reach a market bottom, you want to try to hunt for the price point around those levels. All right, so let me give you some price points to take note of. You heard these first last night, and we're going to go over more of them tonight because some of them may need to get updated. I told you for synthetic that it could test the January 24 lows, and that would be $14.29. Polygon, I said it could test the May 1st lows and reach 107. Cardano, I told you, it could reach the April 23rd lows, 121. And then I'm also recommending you to watch Doge if it gets to April 23rd levels of 21 cents. Solana to April 23rd levels of 35.12. KUSAMA to March 9th levels of 250. And Shiba to March 6th levels across the board. With that, let's jump in the split screen and let's see where the coins are actually doing tonight. But first, let me give you again a recap of the coins that I recommended going into the double crash. I'm still recommending these same 6 coins. Here are the first 4: Polygon, Cardano, KUSAMA, and Aave. Recommending my price prediction on the lower price coins is to $3, on the higher price coins to $700. Remember, you don't have to buy the whole coin. You can just buy $20 of a $700 coin. And then I'm also recommending Solana and also synthetic. And Solana has been a very big favorite of a lot of analysts. All right, let's get into the split screen. On the right is coinmarketcap.com. And this morning, the market was up a decent amount. And virtually every coin was up for the 24-hour window. That's Saturday morning, just like I told you. It always goes up on Saturday morning. Saturday morning is the time that anyone would sell if they wanted to sell because it's the best time of the week. Coins the last 2 weeks are having the best price point, the highest price point, on Saturdays between 9 a.m. and about 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, maybe 12 noon. And then as noon comes around, then it tapers off, and then it starts to downtrend all the way into Monday. So opportunity to buy is all the way late on Sunday. So that's exactly what's happening right now. The market was up this morning. It's now down 2%. It's 3:30 on the West Coast in the afternoon, almost 4 o'clock. I would not be surprised if the market's down 5, 6, 7% by the time that this show airs. So Bitcoin is 37,000. It's up 1%. Ethereum is now 2,300. Let me go over how low Ethereum has gotten today because, again, that is triggering our first Warning signal not to buy. How low has Ethereum gone today? It has gone as low as 2,100. Folks, that is not good. That is not good, because if Ethereum could fall another 6% any time in the next few days, we're heading into the 1900s. Imagine if Ethereum goes into the 1900s, what the broadcast media will say. Cryptocurrency is crashing. Bitcoin is holding up, but cryptocurrency is crashing. Here's Ethereum. Here's Ethereum. Let's show you Ethereum 3 weeks ago. It was $4,000 or $6,000. Now it's $1,900. It's a story ready to be run in broadcast media. So we are not at the bottom, and Ethereum is clearly the price gauge where we are. Let's pull up Cardano. So I have a graph for you on Cardano as well. I'll follow along with you. I have the largest screen in front of me. So Cardano I'm going to pull up the 3-month window, the 3-month chart on Cardano, so you can see it, and you can see how looking at, I think it's this one. Is that, no, that's Doge. Maybe it's this one. There we go. So Cardano, which is, I think I have it at like it's more than a 3-month. Oh, I have a 1-year chart. So a 1-year chart, because the 3-year, Cardano did its run more than 3 months out. So Cardano started its run in February. You won't see that start of the run on the 3-month chart. You need to go to the 1-year chart. So here you go. Cardano is currently at, it is going as low as about 140, 147. So if you pull over to the left side of the mountain, let me do it for you right here with the mouse. So here it is right here. If you go up the mountain, go down to this side, where was it right here on this side of the mountain, Cardano? It was about right here. So that's how you see when was the last it tested today's low number. Now, you then want to discount that lower, because Cardano may go lower, because you're not buying Cardano at market. You want to buy Cardano cheaper if the market stops falling. If the market stops falling, then maybe you can buy a Cardano around here, or maybe around here. So that's how you get an indication of what is a good price when the market stabilizes. So on the other side of the hill, a good price could be 130, 120. I don't know if you get $1, maybe $1.11, but 120, 130. And that is a very big difference than where it is right now, which is 148. It is down 3%. But imagine down 6%, that could be the difference. Let's look at Dogecoin now as an example. So Doge is currently trading at 34 cents. It's down 3%. Let me pull up the Doge chart for you. And again, here we go. So there's Doge's chart. And on Doge, let me see which I am out. Clearly not 7 days. I think I'm out 1 month on Doge. Okay, so I'm out 1 month on Doge. So Doge has literally not, no, I think I'm out almost 3. I'm out 3 months. I'm out 3 months on Doge. So that's a 3-month chart you're looking at Doge. So now you see how significant this downdrafting has been on Doge. Doge on this side of the hill, right here, is literally where it was back around here. If Doge gets worse, it could get to these levels around here. So that's how you have to look out further. Imagine I am looking out currently at a Doge 3-month chart. And Doge is currently at about April 27th, April 29th levels. Remember early in this recording, I said to you, if you can get watch to get Doge at April 23rd levels. April 29th, it was at 30 cents. April 23rd, it was at 21 cents. So that was almost 9 cents cheaper. And tonight we're at 34. So these things are very, very predictable. If Doge continues to downdraft, then it won't be at the current levels of this side of the hill. It'll be substantially lower on the hill around on April 23rd. So there you go. That is how you can do the same analysis yourself if it's a coin, which I don't cover on this channel. It's very simple. You basically watch where was the coin when it was going up the hill, when it was on its run, when it was heading up the hill, it eventually reached a peak and then it came back down. Now that's coming down. When on the ride up did it last hit that price point? What date? April 3rd, April 23rd, March 9th. Choose that date. And then once you choose that date, look lower and like a week earlier and see what that price was a week earlier, because you're not buying the coin at market. Remember, when you're going up the side of the hill and going down to the other side, you're not going to buy it exactly at the market price right now. You want to see if the situation gets worse, if the market continues to downdraft, how much cheaper can your coin be? So if it goes down more on this side of the mountain, then how much lower was it when, what date was it and what price was it going up the mountain? And that gives you a guidance on how to go. So let's look at the rest of the coins and understand where we are right now tonight. So here's an example of how you don't want to be confused by a 24-hour chart. Internet computers up 5%. Yeah, but I told you, any coin that is up 5%, 6%, after a market crash means absolutely nothing, but could confuse some novices who say, oh, the coin is up 5%, it's up 10%. Yeah, but it's down 65% in the last 48 hours. So, 65% minus 10% is down 50, it's still substantially down. So you need to make sure you're looking at all possible charts. Don't just use a 24-hour chart after a market crash. We pulled down on the chart and there's nothing up. Solana's down 15% tonight, down 28%. There's Polygon. Okay, so now let's pull up Polygon and see, why is Polygon an example of a coin that held up before the crash, was outperforming Ethereum and Bitcoin before crash number one, did better than all the other altcoins after crash number one, but before crash number two. But now after crash number two, Polygon is not holding up. Why is this? Really hard to tell. This is not stock trading where you have an analyst that can come out and tell you, well, they reported earnings and same source sales were down. We don't have that data when we're talking about cryptocurrency. So let's pull up the Polygon chart. I think no, maybe it's that one. Nope. There we go. So Polygon, $1.18. I told you if Polygon gets to $1.07, you would be at May 1 levels. Well, where is Polygon right now? It's at $1.21. How low has Polygon gotten today? It got to $1.22. Oh, right now, at the time of this broadcast, it's really at almost as lowest part of the day. It's now it hit $1.14 just about 2 minutes before I pulled up this graphic. And actually, you can almost see it on the chart there. No, actually, it's since that chart. So that chart, for some reason, oh, I see. There, right at the very end, it is downdrafting. So since that chart, since that spot, there is a blip you can't see on the screen where it got to $1.15. The spot you're seeing at the end of the chart is about 123. So it is really falling substantially. Why is this coin taking such a substantial hit today? Hard to really know. But this is why you should not be buying when Ethereum is under 2,500 or Bitcoin is under 35,000, and you shouldn't be buying until we hit the bottom. Polygon could continue to go down, could continue to downtick, especially since it's only a Saturday afternoon. We have all Saturday and all Sunday for it to downtick even more. Let's go out to other coins and see where they are moving on tonight as well. After Polygon, the next coin that I want to show you is Aave. So Aave was, again, one of the coins which I recommended. It's a more expensive coin, not that it costs you more money to invest in it, but people sometimes think that cheaper coins, they'll lose less money than expensive coins. And I want you to understand that's not the case. So if a coin is $350, do not think it's less of a risk for you or more of a risk for you than a $2 coin, because its price movements are just the same as anything else. So Aave's 7-day chart shows that it has not done well after the first or second crash. Aave is now, like Polygon, almost under, no, it is under the first and the second charts dip. So crash, first and second crash dip. So crash 1 went down, rebounded, crash 2 came down. And then what happened with coins? It depends on the coin. In the case of Aave, it is now below the level of crash 1 and crash 2. So that's not good. That shows that we're not at a bottom. If you show a dip for a crash, for crash 1, then a rebound, then another crash for crash 2, and then a rebound, and then you downdraft, and then you're below crash 1 and crash 2, we're not at a bottom. You should not be buying yet. You should not be buying because there's too much risk involved in the situation. Let's look at some other coins right now near Aave in market capitalization. So Shiba is an example of a coin which you should not be buying. Shiba had a very nice Saturday, and that nice Saturday was exactly what it had a very nice Saturday. The Saturday before the Saturday of Saturday Night Live when Elon Musk appeared, and it's having a very bad Saturday afternoon, just like that Saturday afternoon. So it has now lost its gains from earlier today. It is still up for the day, but it's just a bad chart. I mean, you pull out on the 7-day chart on Shiba, it's straight down. You pull out on the 1-month chart on Shiba. Okay, so this is, I don't know if I have the graphic on this one. I wish I did, because this Shiba chart is very scary. Maybe it's this one. I don't think I have it. No. So the Shiba chart is an example of false hope. The Shiba chart is an example of false hope. People bought on the thought that they would get out of Doge into Shiba, or on the excitement after Doge, and then Shiba just downturned and went down and down and down. It got hit by the first crash, it got hit by the second crash, and guess what? Shiba's rocket to the moon started on May 7th, and guess where it is right now? It's just a bleep away, just a small smidgen away from where it started its move. So if you bought it anywhere in that ride up the mountain the first time, you're at this point are almost back to where it started. And if you bought it somewhere later after you reach the top of the mountain, you've really almost lost a substantial value in that coin. So that's why you have to be very, very careful of where you make your purchases across the board. So let's recap. Here's what you need to know going into the evening. It's Saturday evening, and what do we know? Saturday evenings and Sundays are down. They just are down. They've been down the last 2 weeks in crypto. So they will be down again. So expect coins to downdraft, number one. Number two, do not buy a coin unless Ethereum stops falling, and because it's clearly under our $2,500 price warning. And do not buy a coin if Bitcoin falls again under 35,000. We're not at the bottom. And if you buy now thinking you got it cheap, you're going to wake up the next morning, you're going to see your coin down $2 or down 10% or 50% or 30%. Don't buy now because it's too early to buy. Wait till we reach the bottom. We are not at the bottom yet. Number two, start to learn prices. Start to learn what's a good price for your coin. First, I want you to know what coins you want to buy, because there will be a time in which the bottom is reached, and you have to be ready with your shopping list. It's called the shopping list. You get ready with the things you want to buy, and you want to know what price you want to buy it at and which coins you want to buy. So get ready with your price list. If it's the six coins I recommend on this channel, then so be it. Solana, Synthetic, KUSAMA, Aave, Polygon, and Cardano. If you want to do those coins, very good. If you want to choose other coins, fine. But get ready to know when and where you want to buy. Get ready to know what's a good price, what's clearly too expensive a price, and get ready to know how much quantity of the coin. Because the coin is now $3 and it's heading to $1.20, then you can potentially buy more of the coin than you thought you would have bought. So have all that calculation ready. Why? Because when we reach the market bottom, I don't think it's going to be a very long time. I think we're going to reach it, it's going to settle out, and then we're going to trade up. And so there won't be a lot of time to think about the situation. You have to be already ready to come on in and say, there we go. I wanted Polygon. I wanted Polygon at, whatever price it was, and now it's my time. I'm coming on in. Meantime, if you have bought, if you just found this channel and you have bought since Crash 1 or Crash 2, certainly hold. I would not worry. Number 3, if you bought way before the crashes and you're still a holder, then very good. Thank you for joining me. And finally, if you're trying to decide between short-term buys and short-term holds and long-term holds, you can do both. So I think everyone and their neighbor and their favorite grocery store owner on the corner is going to buy Ethereum if it falls to 1,700 or 1,500. Everyone would buy it and keep it in the drawer and not look at it for 5 years, because it'll be $10,000. It'll be $10,000 in a heartbeat. So I think a cheap Ethereum is a long-term buy. I don't know if a synthetic is a long-term buy, a long-term hold. But I certainly think synthetic or Polygon are coins you could hold for a few months, make a nice profit, and get out of them, and then do something again at another time. But this is also why you take profits. There's some people that just, I don't know where it comes from, but it comes from this notion that everything is to the moon, everything is going to go up, everything is positive, everything is great. Nothing always goes up. Things always go down. They just always go down. No matter how good something is, it always goes down. And when it goes down, you don't have those profits. Remember, you don't have profits until you sell. And if you sell, then you have that money. And now you have more money than what you came in on. And you can always go back in. And with the volatility of this market, there may be always another coin that you could replicate the process. A lot of people got out of Doge on that notable Saturday morning and got into something else, or are ready to get into something else. So don't always be guilty of not wanting to take a profit. You can take a profit. Meantime, drop your comments as well. I'd love to see them across the board. Remember, 2 shows on this channel, 1 in the morning, actually 3 shows, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, and then the 12-hour late night feed. Make sure you subscribe. I want you part of this channel. 400,000 subscribers on its way to 100,000. What did I just say? That's Larry Kudlow math. 400,000 subscribers on the way to 1 million subscribers. Also, like this video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat and the pinned comment. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.